So if you're reading the Gospel of Luke with me, I wonder if this has ever jumped out to you, man. Salvation is for all types of people. So in chapter 18 of Luke, we see that Jesus is approached by a rich ruler, right? He comes to Jesus and he says, I have done all of these things from my youth. And what Jesus says is, but there's still one thing that you lack. Go sell all of your possessions and come follow me. And this rich man walks away bitter, sorrowful. And the disciples and those who were listening were like, they were mind boggled, because they were like, if this man can't be saved, who can be saved? Now, the crazy thing is Jesus says, with man, this is impossible, but with God, all things are possible. So first thing is like, why did the listeners assume that just because this man was rich, that all of a sudden he could make it into heaven? But then two, just seeing how they were just like, their minds were just blown, because they're like, if he can't make it to heaven, he's done all of these things, he's rich, like who can then be saved? Well, here's what's crazy, right? So you have this situation with this rich man. Right in the next chapter, a couple scenes later, what do we see? We see Zacchaeus, who was a chief of the tax collector, and he was rich. And Jesus says that salvation has indeed come to him, because Zacchaeus is like, yo, Lord, I'm going to give half of my wealth. I'm going to give back what I defrauded them for times 4. So we see that salvation is for all types of people. You see, Zacchaeus was a sinner, and in his confession of sin, and it may look different than yours or mine, but he's literally repenting for his wrongdoing that he did. He is acknowledging that I am in fact a sinner. Zacchaeus ran ahead of the crowd, got in a tree, and Jesus saw him. And Jesus came into his home. And it's crazy because it says that some that were in the crowd grumbled amongst themselves because Zacchaeus was a sinner. You see, salvation is for all types of people. Yes, it's true. Jesus said it. It is hard for a rich man to enter into heaven. And yet, with God, this is possible. So whether you're rich, whether you're poor, whether you have committed some atrocious sins, or whether you grew up in a great home and you did everything just right, except for lean on Christ for salvation. No matter what type of person you are, the Lord stands here. He stands at the door. Will today be the day that if you haven't leaned on Christ, will today be the day that you lean on Christ for salvation? Be like Zacchaeus. Flee from your sin. Repent from your sin. Turn away from it and turn to Jesus Christ and lean on him. Grace and peace.